My name is Hank Lamour. I'm the proud son of Mrs. Grace Lamour. I'm an alum of Xavier Class 82, of the illustrious class of 1982, I might add. Former member of the Outlaws, RFC, Xavier football, and Xavier soccer teams. I'm here tonight to represent my mom and have the honor to speak on her behalf. She is awarded this most high honor and being inducted into the Xavier Hall of Fame. I have the privilege of speaking tonight on behalf of my father, who's here at table 3, Mr. Henry Lamour, and my sisters. As well as my sister Tiffany Noose. And Dr. Jacqueline Lamour. My mother's daughter-in-law, my wife, Joanne. And my mother's son-in-law, Edgar Noose. And her grandchildren, Victoria, and Andrew, and Taya, and Tyler, and Henry Layton is the newest member of the family. You know, any one of them would love the opportunity to come up and say a few words, so I feel privileged to have this responsibility. I could talk about my mom's many accomplishments, and there were quite a few. The first woman at Xavier High School as a teacher, and as my sisters and I would say, the first mom at Xavier High School. She had a career, teaching legend, 38 years, spanning 5 decades, touching the tail end of the 60s and extending through the turn of the century, retiring in 2007. Founder and longtime coach of the renowned Xavier cheerleading squad. Just chairman of the science department, the founder of the Science Journal, and teacher and mentor to so many students through the years. Now a member of the Xavier Hall of Fame. And in her spare time, found time to do charitable work at the East Side House as a board member there for 20 years. And in the spare time that remained, she was a loving wife and mother, grandmother, an aunt and sister, niece, and family, a friend to so many, I should say, and colleague and a friend to so many. My mother led a remarkable life full of accomplishments, but to her the most important thing was love of family. She was the matriarch of mine, so keen and focused on doing whatever she could to help, to support, to teach, to encourage, so full of love and generosity. She was the tireless organizer of, you name it, every event that we had, Christmas dinners, Thanksgiving dinners, family reunions, vacations, summer getaways down at her beloved retreat down in the Jersey Shore in Ocean Grove. Not an uncommon sight to see 20 kids on a typical summer weekend or summer week stomping around, brothers, sisters, cousins, and aunts and uncles and friends and assorted pets. But what really brought Mom great joy was to have everybody together. That's the kind of person she was, family first. To my mother, Xavier wasn't a job. It was just an extension of her family. My family and I consider ourselves very fortunate for this. As I look around the room, I see so many faces of people I've known since I was a child. These are remarkable people that I came to know by virtue of my mom's position at Xavier. And I can tell you without a doubt, she really loved you all. She brought me there in 1979, but long before that, I discovered every nook and cranny of the place as a grade school kid. She brought my sister there as a cheerleader, and then again as a teacher after she left university and before moving on to med school. She brought my sister Tiffany there as well as a cheerleader, and my dad was there supporting all the endeavors throughout. In fact, if you asked him a question, how many Xavier cheerleaders can you fit into a 1977 Ford wagon, he'd tell you the exact answer. It was all of them. And I'm sure if my mom was here tonight, she'd say a special thanks for him, supporting her through all those years. My mother was a teacher, and a very fine one at that, but so much more. More than a teacher, she was a mentor and a true friend to so many of her students. She taught them the requisite material in the classroom, but also taught them about life, how to focus, how to think, how to understand that they were special and had something unique to offer in this life. She taught them how to learn, how to want more, and to discover the potential in themselves. And I can attest to this because that's what she taught me, as well as so many of her boys at Xavier. If you ask them, they'd be the first ones to tell you she's one of the key reasons why and one of the motivating forces that propelled them with confidence from their time at Xavier to the challenge that lay ahead. When Mom learned that she was inducted into the Hall of Fame, the news made her just so happy. I can still remember the look in her eyes. It was a glow. It honestly meant so much for her to be, forever enshrined in an institution that just meant so much to her. She's forever connected now, as a member of the Hall. She knew she was fading. The cancer had been attacking for the better part of 2 years. She was fighting back valiantly. But at that point, she knew that it was going to take us all. And although it was taking her body, it wasn't taking her spirit. She was resolute in that sense. It would not let it happen. I think evidence of that is last year's beefsteak dinner. And a special thank you to my friend Alan Antaki for being the point man on logistics to get Mom from my sister's up in Westchester, where she had been staying through the months of her illness with my dad, down, wheelchair and all, down to Xavier for the beefsteak. But my mother couldn't be stopped. She was going to be there. She wanted to see her boys for what turned out to be one last time. I think it might have been my sister Jackie or Tiffany or Alan. I'm not sure who noticed it, but when we laid Mom to rest in July at Mount St. Mary's in Flushing, about 30 feet away from her rests the son of Xavier, who's also being inducted tonight into the Hall of Fame. His name is Lance Corporal Michael Glover. He's class of '97, brave U.S. Marine who made the ultimate sacrifice in Fallujah in the summer of '06. I thought that was a remarkable coincidence. I couldn't possibly figure out how to calculate the odds of that. I studied the list of 265 members, all 265 members in the Xavier Hall of Fame. Exceptional people representing the best of us for a period over about 165 years, but that touches 3 centuries. My mother and Michael being that close together in St. Mary's, it haunted me. I had to admit I really didn't understand it. It's a coincidence, yes, but I was wondering if that's all there was to it, if it meant there was some more meaning to it. I don't presume to understand God's plan. As you could tell, I'm no poet. But I like to think God had a hand in that. And my take on it is this. It tells me we're not alone. We're together in life, but also in death and beyond. I think God puts us on earth, and someday He'll call us all back to Him. Some of us, through our exceptional actions in life, give us a glimpse into God's grace and set an example for the rest of us. And if we're lucky enough to get a chance to know these people in life, we can learn from them. The Xavier community has been exceptionally lucky, and the evidence of that are the 8 inductees, the people joining the Hall tonight, and the ones who came before them. If you would indulge me, I'd like to propose a toast. If we could all raise our glasses. I'd like to propose a toast to Mrs. Grace Baxter Lamour. Mom, for those of us whose lives you touched, we thank God for the opportunity He gave us to know you. Congratulations on your induction to the Hall of Fame. We know how much it means to you. To my mother, Mrs. Grace Lamour.